Hey, what's up everyone? I'm the Burning Baron, but you can just call me the Baron. And I'm here trying to cook yet another new idea for this channel. Countdowns. This has been something I really wanted to do, and with the resources I have available, I can finally give it a shot. Here's hoping they taste good. Since a lot of my recent activity has stemmed from my Mario Party Superstars wishlist video, it seems a lot of people like hearing stuff about Mario Party. I see no reason not to ride that hype train a little more. Mario Party is known for two things: the board game, also known as RNG's Beating Grounds, and the minigames, the battlegrounds for the actual players. Spanning more than 700 minigames in the franchise, there are a lot of ways to face your friends, help your friends, or break your friends. And seeing as Mario Party is in the hype at the moment, I feel my suiting start to countdowns will be to list my 10 favorites from each game. Yep, you didn't click on an overall series favorite. These are my favorites from just the first game. I do intend on doing Mario Parties 2 through 8 as well, and possibly Advance and DS. 9 and 10 are currently up in the air, for now, and unfortunately I can't do 3DS titles. I do not have any proper 3DS recording equipment. So Island Tour and Star Rush are sadly not included. But for now, let's start with the first game, Mario Party 1. Despite how broken some of the minigames were, there's no reason for me not to still love them for what they are. A classic group of games that I still can't get enough of. Rules for every countdown. All minigames are fair game. Be them special, dual, or one player, everything has a shot. Special rules for this list in particular: any minigame shared between Mario Parties 1 and 2 will not be present. Instead, I'll be making a separate list dedicated solely to those special returning minigames. This list will only contain games unique to Mario Party. The same will apply to Mario Party 2. That being said, grab the dice and let's roll! One thing that will challenge me when writing this is coming up with a decent enough script for games that only take about half a minute to finish. They're called mini-games for a reason. Coming up with good enough reasons for games you'll likely spend such a short amount of time on won't be easy. But hey, I like a challenge. Speaking of challenges, ever jumped across a series of unstable towers over a dark void? Well, I mean, if you've played Mario Party, then you probably have. Teetering towers is literally just that. Jumping over a series of falling towers to a safe patch of land suspended over a void of nothingness. Depth perception will toy with you for the entirety of the minigame, and let me tell you, it's nerve-wracking. I can still remember the younger me getting all confused when I couldn't even see if I was landing on a tower or not. Getting past the deceptive perception, the minigame is probably one of the stronger in terms of single-player concepts. Sure, obstacle courses aren't that uncommon, but Mario Party reuses a lot of basic ideas for their minigames. Teetering towers is not one of those minigames you see all that often. I guess one similarity would be Sick and Twisted from Mario Party 8, but beyond that, jumping from falling tower to falling tower isn't as common. And the way this minigame in particular does it, it's honestly more interesting. On top of that, there's some extra cash lying around, so if you map your path out correctly, you could even net yourself an extra 7 coins. It ain't much, but for risking your life over a bottomless pit on unstable towers, you gotta take what you can get. Something every player of the original Mario Party is familiar with are the dreaded control stick rotating minigames. For many, this was the skin-peeling pain of the game. Nintendo had to hand out free gloves before lawsuits ended up happening. Thing is, I never got blisters from rotating control sticks like a maniac. Not sure how. I'd like to believe my palms are strong, or I was simply using a better part of my hand. But regardless, this list isn't safe from those pain-in-the-palm minigames. For anyone who gets PTSD from those damn games, I'm sure two very specific ones come to mind when talking about the subject. And I have a feeling I'm not going to get a lot of agreement on this choice. And if I'm the solo player, I'm not making any friends with this one either. As one of Mario Party's most savage minigames, both in concept and in execution, Paddle Battle pits one player against 3 in a raging river in a battle for money. And this ain't the game's money either, it's everyone's money. Paddle faster than your opponent to get them close to the riverbed, and have a spear guy poke some cash out of them. Aside from being painful on the palm, this is a painful game for your wallet, especially if you're the solo player. Getting smacked by that spear guy will cost the solo player 3 coins. It's hard to say what the better position is in this case. On one hand, the solo player will gain 3 coins from their rivals, but they lose more if they get hit. On the other hand, the 3 players aren't losing as much upon being hit, but they're also sharing the loot from that sorry guy on the other end of the boat, making for less of a haul. I guess if you're good enough at not letting the control stick drill a hole into your palm, being the solo player is the most beneficial. But that's only really against CPUs. Pray to Toad you're not up against a competent trio or else you're basically bankrupt. But the plus side, the haul you can get if you can stand up to them will likely net you a star in the long run. And some really peeved friends. Don't worry guys, I'll make sure your money is well spent. The sigh of relief when it comes to Mario Party's minigames is probably the sight of those coin collecting minigames. People who aren't good at the game get a sense of relief knowing that there's a chance of walking out with at least a little bit of spending money, while people who are very good at the game can walk out even richer than they were before. The original Mario Party probably has more freebie minigames like this than any other game, and a lot of them are beyond generous with their earnings. While this one may not provide the mass amounts of money that others provide, there's still a satisfaction when you're given a weapon. Remember in Super Mario Bros. When you had to use your head to break brick blocks? Gone are the days of mid-adventure concussions. We're living in the future, with hammers. Forget using my head, I got a hammer. Thinking is for chumps anyway. You want what's in those blocks? Let the other 3 numbskulls bash their heads against them. I'ma break this bitch with my hammer and claim the loot inside. Oh, some freeloader thinks they can pocket my cash? One sideways swing and they ain't taking nothing. Yep, that's Coin Block Bash. A barely qualifying 1v3 minigame that simply makes the job easier for one person. Barely qualifying refers to the fact that the hammer can be stolen from you. Hey, hands off my weapon! I didn't survive Bowser's bullshit for my hammer to get stolen by a chump. Game gave it to me, so I'll use it. Simple, effective, and hella fun to just bash your rivals out of the way when they try and take your hard-earned smashings, or robbing them of their hard-earned bashings by standing by and snatching the loot. Sure, the haul from this minigame isn't nearly as generous as others, but for giving me the satisfaction of beating my enemies down with a hammer and making it easy to get the smaller loot, I'll accept that. Stop number 2 on our coin collecting minigames is one that practically defines generosity. As previously mentioned, a lot of Mario Party's coin collecting minigames are incredibly rewarding when played right and well. Being able to haul in as many coins as you can with a very generous time limit is beyond satisfying, and can even be game changing. Here, let me just throw an example for you. Castaways. Oh yeah, we're rolling in the dough now. This double-edged sword of a minigame is but one of my favorites for racking in the coinage. Cast your line at the piles of gold in the sea and hope you land the big one. And when I said generous, I meant generous. Coins, coin bags, and treasure chests, all for the taking in a full-minute mini-game. I think I just became the deadly sin of greed. The amount of treasure chests I can haul in this mini-game puts hard computers, and some of my friends, to shame. I'm sure people can get higher, but I've hauled at least 40 coins from this minigame in a single run from farming treasure chests. I love it! Though this is also coming from a seasoned player. The other edge to this sword comes from that old control stick. Yep, reeling in requires control stick rotating, which won't be friendly to a lot of people. And the reeling time is kinda slow, which makes it a harsh penalty for missing your catch. I feel it is a fair balance, given what you're given for a great success, but I guess if you can break your bank, they may as well stop you from breaking the game. Sometimes, Mario Party can be a demanding game. When Bowser's not robbing you dry of your hard earnings, some of those minigames are demanding a lot of hard work for your 10-coin paycheck. What do you mean I gotta mash the A button? It's a lot of effort! And my brother's the opponent. All I need is the occasional minigame where I don't gotta do a lot of work. Can't you simple things up a bit? Yeah, that'll do. Well, maybe your eyes won't thank you later, but your hands after the last savage game of Crane Game might. Pipe Maze is another simple, barely qualifying 1v3 minigame that gives the effort a rest in favor of keeping a watchful eye on the screen. The simple instructions: pick a pipe and press the A button. That's it. No need to rip your hand open on the control stick or drill a hole into the A button this time, keeping it nice and simple. for only one person. Yet, it gets easier for everyone else. Just stand there and look pretty. You wouldn't believe me if I told you there was a game out there you could possibly be getting paid for doing shit all. But Pipe Maze is just that for 3 people. The other 3 don't have to do anything. Just sit there and hope the money comes to you. The economy hates this game. The barely qualifying part of this game is the fact that only one person is playing this game, and even on their group of 3, only one person can win. It's basically a free-for-all game, but one lucky person gets to call the shots. Of course, that one player also has a lot riding on their decision. If you lost track of the maze midway, and you have no idea which pipe leads to you, well, have fun with that 1 out of 4 shot at winning. Better hope someone thanks you later. This is just one of those minigames I love for being as simple as it is. Sure, against someone who can keep track of the maze decently well won't just slide you 10 coins for free, but against anyone else, there's a shot a treasure chest will fall into your lap at no extra charge. Even the CPUs will muck this one up on some occasions, which is a nice little surprise given all the effort you put into this torture hell of a game. Take breaks when you can get them. You'll be back to scrapping next turn anyway. Mario Party's single-player minigames were always fun to play. Unless your name is Limbo Dance. Screw that one. But whenever the option presents itself, I can't resist landing myself on those starry blue spaces. While some of them may not be the most creative, slot machine, ground pound, really? That's never stopped me from loving them. And there's my favorite of the bunch. Play a game of Mario Party against me, and you definitely won't want me playing Whack-A-Plant. I like to see myself as a seasoned Mario Party veteran. I've played every game in the core series, and I've honed my skills in every minigame. Then there's Whack-A-Plant, my get-rich-quick scheme. As the third coin-collecting minigame here, getting that green title on a solo minigame space just means I'm about to be near 36 coins richer. Possibly 36 coins richer than you. Sure, it's more than likely a lot of people are just as good at this game as I am, but that won't stop me from flexing. The simple act of stomping piranha plants for money is not only fun, but very satisfying considering they aren't eating you this time around. On top of the simplistic idea and execution, there's an incredibly satisfying feeling for nailing every plant and hauling a perfect cash score. Which, much like Castaways, is beyond generous by the way. 36 coins, my friend. That's a hefty sum for a few seconds of my time. Well worth it, game. Well worth it. Give me this minigame anytime. Looking through the unique minigames of the first game, it wasn't hard to realize that the game was dry on 2v2 minigames. There are 5 in total. 5. That's literally 1/10 of the entire library. And only 2 of them are unique to Mario Party. So let's see. We got Deep Sea Divers and Bombskiball. Look, I'm not gonna lie and say this was a tough pick. The 2v2 equivalent to Treasure Divers, or an actual unique minigame. Last time I checked, there wasn't a bomb involved in the former. No explosives, no dice. Bombskiball is a simple concept of basketball with an explosive finish on the basket. Lob that sucker into the Bowser head statue's mouth, and kapowie! Free treasure! That, for some reason, comes from the opponent's pockets. I'm pretty sure that's not how finding treasure works, but okay. Rivals coins taste just as good. Normal games of this shit go pretty standard. Jump away from the rivals and score, or jump on their heads, steal the bomb, and score. But I'm sure with a coordinated group, this shit can get heated. As a guy who plays this game on solo nearly every single time, I can't exactly say things get heated, but for its unique concept and being one of the 2 minigames to pick from the 2v2 category, I gotta respect the concept alone. Not to mention, it's just fun jumping on people's heads and scoring from that. In the vast world of Mario Party, there are many ways to make your friends angry. Steal from them, be the reason they lost a minigame, just be better than them. Salt is one of Mario Party's greatest flavors. Now that you've all had a taste, go and work together. Yeah, you heard me. Work as a team. One of Mario Party's rarest moments. 4 people locked in a war against each other, working together. Yeah, remember those guys? Your opponents? You kinda wanna punch one of them for taking that hard-earned star of yours. That guy is now your teammate, and it ain't a 2v2 minigame. That guy is holding a light bulb, and you need him alive to win this minigame. Running of the bulb puts 4 of you in a ghost-filled hallway on the path to a light socket, and one of you has the light to banish that big ghostly horror behind you. This minigame, as previously mentioned, is one of Mario Party's more rare moments. Not many minigames get all 4 players working together. In fact, only one other game does that, and that's Keep Away. Running of the bulb has one person carry a light bulb while the other 3 protect them with their lives from boos. If the person with the bulb is caught by the giant boo behind them, it's lights out. And if one person is possessed by a boo, well, you can still punch them. At least there's something for working with these chumps. Oh, and 10 coins for everyone if they win. Would suck if you died early. Honestly, I like the rare 4-way cooperation here. Sure, you don't necessarily have to like working together, but you get a reward for it if you do. It's good practice for a series bent on destroying friendships. At the end of the day, you may all be rivals, but you're also all still RNG's whipping bitches. You got that in common. Something that's kinda easy to really notice is how many minigames from the original Mario Party reappeared in Mario Party 2. 21 of the 50 minigames were brought back, with some minor tweaks and others with major tweaks. With almost half of the minigames returning, it's almost hard to notice a lot of Mario Party's original minigames. Luckily, there are still 26 minigames to choose from. Sometimes I forget there are actually more unique minigames in the 1v3 category. My favorite of the bunch has to go out to the more standout of them all, Piranha's Pursuit. Or Skateboard Scamper Plant Edition. Your choice. Something I gotta note about this minigame. It ain't really fair. The game of gardener versus punk on a skateboard is once again heavily tilted toward the punk with the wheels. You expect Audrey 2 over here to lug itself after a skateboarder? Better hope the guy on the board is a noob. At the base of things, Piranha's Pursuit is really dependent on the single player and how good they are. If they jump every obstacle and don't slow down, they can't lose. And sometimes even one obstacle won't fully kill the run. That being said, hit any more and chances are you're Chomper's lunch. And he's paying the gardeners with your money. Raining the plant doesn't really help all that much, but the small boost in speed at just the right moment can be a turning point if the single player screws up. Trip, you little shit. Trip already! Feed him to the piranha! Plants! Not gonna lie, it's much more rewarding to be the solo player in this case, as you're getting way more than the other 3 would for winning. And just for replaying a game of Skateboard Scamper, it shouldn't be too hard. Just watch for falling trees. Don't trip, don't get eaten. Words to live by. Despite how tough it was to look through Mario Party's minigame list and exclude nearly half of them, I still went into this list knowing exactly which ones I wanted to talk about. Some may have snuck their way onto this list without me really expecting them to, but for my top 5, these minigames were my prized picks. Number 1 feels like one of the more unique minigames in the series as a whole, as well as the one I just have so much fun playing each and every time. Buried Treasure. The hunt for buried treasure. The age-old classic in treasure hunting. This has always been my favorite of Mario Party's unique choices. The thrill of the hunt, as they say. Everyone is digging underground for signs of buried treasure. You'll find those too. I just love the simple concept of searching for the hidden chest. It's in a different spot every time, so the hunt is always new. Getting past the button mashing made worse by digging through solid rock, hell knows how Luigi handles that shit. It's not a hard minigame, and it's not fully dependent on being the fastest button masher in the game. You can drill at the speed of sound. It won't help if the treasure is conveniently located beside someone else. That's one of the game's most amusing points. It could take a bit of time, or it can be over in less than 10 seconds, because someone got lucky and stumbled across the treasure chest a few feet away. No signs, no effort, just money. On the other hand, the 4-way scramble when everyone knows where it is, that's tried and true Mario Party intensity. Someone tell Wario to move his fat ass, I saw it first! It's no complicated concept, dig for treasure and hope it goes well in your favor. But I love it for being a thrilling search that's almost new every time. I'm the Burning Baron, and this has been my top 10 favorite Mario Party minigames. Know your top 10 minigames? Leave them in the comments. Hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.